Hello guys. Let's quickly look at the overview of the Fulfill Drop Limited and its operations. So this is a project that we'll be working on in this course of internship, and it's going to be a real life project, specifically working on the industry called the e-commerce. All right, the e-commerce industry. So I'm going to throw a few recap of how the e-commerce industry looks like, so you get to know what you are, working on. Now, a typical example of an e-commerce model, that is a business model, which you'll be looking at, is what is called the business to customer business model. So this is a business model where we have the interaction with the customer. So assuming that you are a data analyst working for a business, that is this e-commerce business called the Fulfill Drop. So this Fulfill Drop e-commerce company, what they do is they have product they sell to their customers. And that is why we give it this name, the business to customer model. All right. Now, as a business, getting insights from the data. Remember that this is an e-commerce business and data will be generated as transactions keep going on. And the role of a data analyst could be to use this data to bring out insights. So you could communicate decisions to maybe stakeholders or to give these companies feedback on how to improve either on their sales, how to make their customers happy, or which of the products should they, stock. I mean, what should they do so they keep this business running? So the Fulfill Drop is a leading e-commerce company which specializes in the sales of wide range of physical products. So this is just physical product, not digital product. That means they have um, could be that they have a physical office or even a virtual office. They may be running it online, but they have customers in different countries or part of the world. So that means they are even into online sales because basically the data set you'll be looking at, some of the data set includes marketing. So they are actually running at, it could be that they have a physical place where they put all this stuff. It could also be that they are into dropshipping, but let's work with the knowledge we have that it is an e-commerce business, whether they have physical store or they are sourcing for product elsewhere. All right, but we are focusing on the business to customer model. Now, the company operates primarily through online platform. Okay, so we have that information here. We have online platform, something similar to Jumia or Alibaba or any other e-commerce business where customer can browse, right? So they have the internet browsing and then they purchase a product and they have it delivered to their doorsteps. Now, these are the different product categories, including the electronics, books, toys, and furniture. So these are the five key product categories we have. And then for the customer base, they serve a wide demographic, including, individuals and families looking for quality product at competitive prices. And these are the different operations for Fulfill a Drop. We have the sales channel, the supply chain, the warehousing and logistic customer service. Now, for the customer service, a dedicated customer service team handles inquiries such as returns, complaints, ensuring that customers have positive, shopping experience. Now, in one of the data sets you have, we will look at the returns or CSV file. All right, that data set. It contains information about customers with their, customer ID together with the product ID and the products that they return, maybe due to damages, due to wrong items they purchase. Right. So these are the different challenges that the e-commerce industry faces. A customer can purchase a particular item and then, the company sends the wrong item to them. Now, as a data analyst, you should be analyzing some of these challenges or why customers have issues with the product by the company and also the different geography, how dense the number of people in a particular geographical area that purchases an item. And you should also tell why is it so, or in a particular category. Questions like, why do you think customers purchase more of products from, let's say, the books category. And we also have this marketing and promotion as an e-commerce industry. In the e-commerce industry, promotion is very, very important because you are reaching out to online customers, online audience. Now, the different digital marketing strategies the companies will use will determine how far they would go in publicity or promotion of their products. So we have different marketing platforms. We have the Facebook paid advertisement, we have the Instagram, and we have different ones, But the data sets we have didn't really tell us the platforms for promotion, whether Facebook or whatsoever. But having gone through the data set, I could see stuff like the campaigns. Now, marketing campaigns helps us to attract and retain customers. Now, while running ads, let's say for example on Facebook, you will be creating what is called campaigns, not as a data analyst. A data analyst should be working hand in hand with the digital marketers, people who are running ads. So you could bring out insights to tell these guys, all right, in the previous campaign that we did, these are the certain number of conversions that we had, having analyzed the data. So therefore, when you are running ads, we suggest you to run to target this particular geographical area at so age group, or you're targeting the young people, the old people, or the different categories of people you should be targeting, so we could get higher number of conversion leading to higher number of sales. Now, these campaigns include discounts, some seasonal sales. Are they products you should be selling in the Easter or during the December Christmas period, or different seasonal um, days in a year? All right, so the company uses data-driven marketing strategies to target specific customer segments and maximize the return on marketing spend. All right. So Fulfiller Drop leverage technologies to enhance its operation and customer experience. The company uses advanced data analytics to track customer behavior, the sales trend, inventory level. So this data-driven approach enables this company to make informed decisions, optimizing pricing and then managing inventory effectively. So this is a very good live or real life project we are going to be working on. I'll basically be stopping this part of the video here. And I also want to add that we have a Discord server. If you have not joined the Discord server, wherever you're watching the video from, you would receive a link to join TechSkillUp Discord server. This is where information will pass across and further contact with your project coordinator. And if there are changes to be made or if there are questions to be asked, all this will be done or carried out in the Discord server. So this is a quick look at Discord server. Let's quickly look at the Discord server here. Now, once you have access to the TechSkillUp Academy Discord server, we have this channel, the Data Analytics Internship. Now, the good thing about the Discord server is whenever you join, you have access to the previous conversations. Opening here, I have uploaded the data sets for us here. These are the customer CSV inventory. So kindly download all these data sets that we have here. The product, the returns, sales, CSV, all of them are in comma separated values format. So download all these files. They're about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are about 8 data sets you'll be working with. Now, when you've downloaded it, I created a folder within my system directory. So we have the different data analytics tools. Whichever one you feel okay with to use, you can use because you actually get the same result. If you are using Python, you should create a folder and then let me show you what I'm talking about. So I have here in my document, I have this right here with me. So this is internship that I created a folder, and then we have here data. Now this is where you'll be storing your CSV files. In my case, it is called the data folder. So all the data sets which I'll be downloading now, I'm going to be pushing it to this folder right here. So let me quickly do that. So I go here, I already have the product.csv, so I'll download customers here. I've downloaded customer. I have to download inventory. I would have to download marketing. I'll have to download returns, sales, suppliers, and warehouse. So I have all those downloaded, and I can find this in my um, downloads. So let me copy this out. Let me cut this out and then go to my data here. I'll just paste this here. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is all the 8 data sets. Now, let's take a look at cells. I'll have to right click on that. I'll open with Microsoft Excel. This is a sales data set containing information about the customer, which is in this case the customer ID, then the product ID for a particular product. So it is the quantity of the product, the unit price, the total amount. All right, this is the total amount. Now, the information in this data set, you cannot really do much with this information from this, because just using the product ID, you may not be able to tell the particular product name. So in this sales CSV, we do not have the particular product name. All right, because it's not information about the product itself. It's just about it contains information about the sales of this particular product. So it's possible that a particular customer, for example, a customer must have purchased even more than 2 products. Do you get? A customer must have purchased more than 2 products, and we cannot really keep repeating information about customers. So that is why we have, instead of all the information about the customer, such as the customer name, the customer first name, the email address, even the address, country, and the rest, it's not wise, it's not proper to repeat all the information about the customers containing their different, maybe quantity of items they bought, the particular product they bought, because a customer can get up to 10 items from a particular store. Now, to minimize data, the information here had to be separated into different CSV files. Okay. Now, in that regard, from here, we have some columns. Columns that you can use to merge 2 CSV files together, so that information containing in one, you can actually use that to get from extract from information in another data set. I hope that's clear. Using the join, depending on the tools you are using. For example, in the SQL data analytics tools, you can use the on operator and then join with a particular column, the unique column, and then carry out the different queries to fetch information from 2 different data sets. You can as well as do that with Python using the pd.merge. So using the pandas.merge method, you could join 2 different data sets to fetch information from there. Now, this is a typical example of a sales data set. We have the total amount. This is the total amount that a customer spent, because we have here the quantity that this particular customer. So every customer have their unique ID. Exactly. A customer have their unique ID. So, for example, this customer purchased quantity, about 2 of it, and then we have only information about the product ID. So every product have their unique ID as well. So for a particular product, for a particular customer, he purchased this item, and the number of items, the quantity he purchased here is about 2, and the unit price for here is this. So multiplying 2, we have the total amount that this customer purchased this particular product, which has this product ID. And then this is the date when the customer made the product. And every sales generated have a unique ID. So this is for the sales data set. Now, we also have for customers as well. For the customers here, we have information about these customers. All right. I would really want to extend. I think my Excel is having little bit issues, so I cannot extend the columns at this point. But in your case, you can. There's going to be an arrow where you double click and extend the column to see the information in it. Now, this is the customer ID here. This is the customer ID. This is the customer ID. This is the first name of customer, last name, email. This is their phone number, the address, the city, the state, zip code, country, and then the date that they registered on this website. Take note, this is the date created. Now, for a typical e-commerce website, every customer would have to create an account on the platform. So this date created is a date that the customer, was onboarded. Let me use that word, was onboarded on their platform. That's for the customer.csv. Quickly close that. I'll open them. We have suppliers here. So these are the suppliers, and every supplier have their ID. Remember that an e-commerce business, they always have suppliers for those particular products. So these are the suppliers' name. A supplier is a company. For example, my supplier could be from Alibaba, or Alibaba could be my supplier, and then I have an e-commerce business and I'm selling to customers. So my relationship between my supplier and myself, my business, is called a business to business business model. But remember that we are not analyzing that data set. Our focus is from business to customers. So that is why we may not really be working with the suppliers. But just in case you want to play around with it, you may want to know a particular supplier which supplied a particular product for a person. But looking at the data set here, I mean the column names, we do not really have any column linking with our other data sets. But let's keep going, just in case you may find one using the supplier ID. It's possible that we may have supplier ID in one of the data sets. Right, so let's check returns. Let's check the returns of CSV. Checking returns of CSV. Okay, we have here return ID, we have the sale ID, we have sales ID. The sales ID is also in our sales data set. Remember, product ID, we have product ID in the products data set. We have customer ID in the customer data set. So all these are relationships we are building. Some could be one to many, some could be many to many relationships. And then this is a return date, the particular date that this product returned, and then reasons why the customer could return such products. What could be possible reasons? And these are them: wrong item, damaged, order, not as desired, or whatsoever, wrong item. So these reasons are all categorical because there's a particular form. Example, if you are to return an item, let's say you ordered a particular book from Amazon. In Amazon, when you are about returning, we have a drop-down menu. You just select, and all these are limited options. So it's either you choose wrong item, we have other reasons, and then we have not as described. So we could work with this. Let's just stop here, because when we are plotting charts to know, the refund amount, how much the company was able to refund to the customers, and then how much this particular customer spent on that particular item, you could create a relationship. Or using Power BI, you could do that. Using Pandas, you can do that by using Seaborn or the Matplotlib library. So you could do that to get your information or insights of why a certain number of customers had high level of returns. Returning their product. So I think that's basically it for there. Now for the marketing, let me quickly explain this marketing. Now this marketing not really have any relationship with other data sets here. Now, for the marketing, we have the campaign. Remember, I said before that when you're running ads or paid advertisements, we have these campaigns, this campaign ID. Every campaign have their unique ID. Now, we have what is called a campaign name, depending on your type. So it's not like a product name. You can come up with any of your campaign ID. Yeah, as a data analyst, this information, I'm not saying you should understand word marketing, but just have a very basic understanding of the marketing part of a business, because this is what actually help the business to make sales or to generate more sales. So we have the particular date that a digital marketer, let me use that word, a digital marketer started the campaign, and then this is when the campaign ended. So this was the budget, and this is the amount that was spent, and then the target audience here, as you can see, is adults, and then the sales generated, the number of sales generated for that particular campaign is about 63. Now, there is no information to let us know which of the products they were promoting, whether they were shoes under clothing categories, or whether they were electronics, toys, or whatsoever. That is why we are going to work on this separately, like a separate section of the program, the project. So it's not related to what we are doing. So from here, you can really find out the name of the customer that purchased a particular item, from the campaign here, all right, from the marketing section. Now, I think that's basically it. For the other ones, we have inventory. Inventory is mean information about the items on inventory. So it could be the warehouse ID, we have the product ID, we have the stock quantity, and then the last date of restock. Those are the few. Then for the customer, we've looked at the customer. Also for the product, let's quickly look at products. Products, we should have in the product ID, the product name. So every product have their generic name here, their main name, and the categories of it, the price, the stock quantity, the date that this product was added, and then also the supplier ID. So from here, we can use even the supplier's data set and then merge it to find information together with the product data set here. So I'll be stopping here. I believe you've understood what the data set is, you've understood the industry you're working with, and you can even possibly come up with your questions or your findings, and then you communicate your insight. So assume yourself to be a data analyst. What can you do with all these data sets? What can you come up with other sets if there are no questions being asked? So I want you to reason like a data analyst, come up with some of your questions yourself, and then as well as work on the questions that TechSkillUp will be presenting to you.